Cali to H-Town on plate by plate. You in it for the crown or you stay up out the way, cause winning covers everything.
All right, so now we're going to move on to fantasy. We're going to go with our fantasy stud and our fantasy disappointment for the week. So, OJ, who would you say was your fantasy stud for the week?
As far as fantasy goes, I think we have a repeat. I think Kareem Hunt, to me, is the stud once again.
Yeah, he was balling. He put up some numbers.
He started a little bit slow, but he then charged for a 50-yard touchdown. I think he had a total of 2 again, and he put about like 25 points in my league. So he wasn't the highest guy, but for him to basically repeat what he did opening day to prove that he wasn't fluky, he was a winner for me. And as far as a fantasy bum, my man Zeke Elliott, bro. I mean, it was a Denver defense. Like, I'll give him that. I didn't expect too much from him, but I expected more than that. Like, he, 9 carries for 8 yards? Like, that's abysmal. That's terrible. That's like bum stuff. Like, you don't even get PT pulling up numbers like that. I don't know what it was. I mean, he looked emotionally distressed. He looked like he kind of gave up a little bit. That's what the media hype's been about this week. I do expect him to bounce back, but this week, I think he wants to tuck this away and never think about it again because it was pretty bad.
All right, my fantasy stud, I got to go with Raiders quarterback Derek Carr, man. Derek Carr, he put up some numbers, man. I mean, he put up 230 yards, which isn't super incredible, but 3 touchdowns, yeah, he did work, man. He did some work. So I got to go with Derek Carr definitely for my fantasy stud. He basically is one of the main reasons I'm 1-1 now. And I got to say, my fantasy disappointment for the week, I got to go with Brandon Cooks, man. I mean, I honestly thought this was going to be a week where he really tore it up. I mean, the Saints defense is not good. Brandon Cooks is a former Saint. I thought he was going to go back to New Orleans and tear it up, you know what I'm saying? And just kill his old team. And Tom Brady, I mean, he had an amazing day. Tom Brady was just slinging the ball all over the field. And then Cooks ends up with 2 catches for 37 yards. Like, that's it. Like, Brady threw 4 touchdowns. Cooks caught none of them. He threw for over 400 yards. Cooks got 37. Like, I don't know. That was just baffling to me. So, yeah, Cooks was definitely my fantasy disappointment for week 2 for sure. All right, so now we're going to go on to our surprises of the week. My surprise for week 2, I got to say, is the AFC West, man. I mean, obviously, it's still very early in the season. But to be perfectly honest, I thought this season was going to be a lot like last season in the AFC, where pretty much the Patriots were just going to walk their way to the Super Bowl. I thought this year was going to be more of the same, and I can't lie. The AFC West has looked very strong in these first 2 weeks. I mean, minus the Chargers. But with the Raiders, Broncos, and Chiefs starting out 2-0, and the Chiefs just smacking the Patriots on week 1 in New England, yeah, the AFC West looks like that's going to be a very tough and very entertaining division. So that's my big surprise takeaway so far about week 2.
Yeah, so my surprise of the week, I'm going to give it to the Denver Broncos, man, because, I mean, we all know about that defense. We all know it's as solid as it can be. We all know they have a few playmakers on offense, Anderson, Thomas, and Sanders, but they look like really legit on both sides. And I know Dallas is they're not scrubs. Like, Dallas is a good team. They may have had an off day. Maybe that weather delay kind of messed with them, but, I mean, Denver had the same delay, so that's not that much of an excuse. But they look like very strong. Trevor Siemian looks better every year. Like, we keep thinking he's just some throwaway QB that they're putting in place temporarily till they get to the next guy, but more and more he starts to look like he's the guy. I mean, he's making solid throws. He's not turning it over. He's piling up stats. Like, he's looking pretty legit, So, I mean, Denver, they're always usually at the top, but they look like they can be the top if they keep playing like that.